Something's happened to me today that's given me a real insight into just how devastating and terrifying a punishment exile or ostracism could be. And it's not nice. It's really not. But anyway, g'day, welcome to my channel. My name's Stuart Chignell. And yeah, what happened is I got kicked out of a Facebook group. I live a pretty isolated life, and there's three reasons for that, all of which isolation is the thing that goes along with them. First, and that means that I don't have many face-to-face relationships. So there's not a lot of friends that I have a lot of contact with. I have some really incredible friends, but due to my own head, geography, time and money, I don't get much time with those people. And so most of the time I'm pretty isolated. And as a result, in this day and age, you can turn to the internet to kind of fill that void. And that has been working pretty well. I've been able to share some really cool stuff, like on this channel and on my other YouTube channels, share the things that I enjoy doing with people. And on a number of different platforms, I've built these communities. So when I got kicked out of this Facebook group, I'm not going to give you details because then it just gets into he said, she said, and that's boring. It's not the point of this video. What I would normally do in a situation like this is I'd go to the people and say, hey, what the hell? I didn't mean to offend you. What did I do? And I'm really sorry that I upset you. But I'm actually not going to do that in this situation. I've known this guy who's the admin of this group for around 10 years. I've never met him, but we've talked on the phone and we've had various Facebook contacts and stuff. So he's not a friend, but he's someone who knows me. And he's kicked me out of this group, which is bad. But the gut-wrenching thing is that in the flick of fingers, all those contributions that I made to that group, answering people's questions, providing information, just joking around and being part of that community, it's gone. And just like that, I am completely exiled, ostracized from that community. And that really, really hurts. For people on the autism spectrum, the way we get through life, dealing with fellow humans, is that over time we develop a series of rules. Oh, when you do that, people react in that way. Okay, well let's not do that again. And these rules and guidelines and fences that you will not cross and paths you always take, standard operating procedures to get through social situations which, depending on your place on the autism spectrum, can be mind-breakingly confusing. Whereas for neurotypicals, you can be more or less good at these sort of things, but a lot of it comes more instinctively to you. And the risk I have is that I've got all those rules, and because I've been kicked out of Facebook groups before, I've developed these series of things I do and rules I have so that I don't offend and I can maintain those relationships. And so when something like this happens, it's not just devastating because I'm suddenly kicked out of that community, but it's also devastating because the whole way I interact with people has been shown to have a catastrophic flaw because it has failed. Now logically I can look at it and I can sort of put the pieces together and say, oh, hang on, he's made that mistake, he's interpreted this, me doing this, and then followed by that in another thread. I can see why he thinks that, I think. But there's no way of me to predict that ahead of time. There's no way I can make a new rule, a new guideline, a new standard operating procedure to protect myself from that sort of situation again. And because of that, in another Facebook group, in another group where I may end up investing a whole stack of time and effort and building those relationships and connections and having this fun place where I hang out and share my latest cool thing that I'm excited about, it can suddenly be taken like that again. But I can't risk that. Now, at the moment, I'm doing pretty okay. Believe me, I am hurting. I am in a lot of pain. And when I finish this video, I'm probably going to go have a cry. So don't confuse how I appear to you on the camera as anything about how well I'm doing. But I am doing pretty well, considering the symptoms that I have from the PTSD, considering the symptoms I have from the autism that has just gone and magnified itself because of all the other stresses I'm under, and the depression that I've been crawling out from underneath of the last few years. I'm actually doing pretty well. But what happens if another thing like this happens when I'm not doing well? When the boy's just had another series of life-threatening seizures. He's in the ICU. I'm having to hold the fort down. And then another one of these goes smack just when I'm reaching out to have some, community time with people, and I do something wrong and I get booted. I can't afford that. That's just too big a risk for someone like me. And it's happened in the past, and it nearly broke me. It nearly pushed me over the edge. So I'm not saying that this is a good strategy for you, but I'm not going to be part of Facebook groups in the future. I just can't do it. I can't afford the risk. And I think it's something that's fundamentally wrong with the Facebook system, along with the other many things that are broken about Facebook. This aspect where group administrators can have such power to cast someone out without recourse, without repeal, without any sort of process. I can't handle that. I can't risk that.